my wonderful, gorgeous, ethereal, psychic sister, partner in true crime. How are you?
Stop.
Don't give me that fucking face.
Stop. She's being way too generous to me right now.
I am not. No.
Thank you. I'm wonderful. My equally ethereal, gorgeous partner in true crime, psychic sister. Again, more than generous. Thank you.
No, accurate. I don't lie. You know that. It's a waste of my time.
That's true. I love you so much. I'm fucking getting so hyped for New Orleans. Like, I'm ready, baby. Let's fucking go.
Girl, there's so many exciting things. One, as of like this morning, we're in the top 100 ranked in Apple Podcasts for true crime shows, true crime podcasts.
Cash, NBD.
No big deal.
We weren't like freaking out about it all morning or anything. No, we were so cool.
No, I definitely didn't text Amy at some ungodly time that she's probably like, is Monique dead? What the fuck?
It's 1:30 in the morning. I was definitely asleep, so I just woke up to it. It was the most wonderful good morning I could have ever gotten.
I love that. So we're a big fucking deal. You should come see us in New Orleans because we're a big deal and shit. Also, I had the loveliest experience with like adjacent fans.
Oh.
So buckle up. This is very fun. So there is a wonderful listener named Mel, or Melody if you're nasty. And she is bomb.com, rad as fuck. And, you know, we speak on social and like, you know, message all the things and all the wonderful things. And she lives not in New York. And for one of the 80 jobs I have, the bar that I work in, House Kitchen, part of my job requirement is I have to post when I'm working because it is a cult of personality where people go in specifically for the bartender.
Correct.
So Mel, who doesn't live here, messages me that her sister-in-law does live here, lives in Harlem, does not like true crime, has not listened to our show, but she's like, Monique fucking Sanchez works at this fucking bar and she's amazing and you have to go on my behalf.
Like
to
proxy.
Just like, you have to be my proxy to go.
Proxy fan. I love it.
And Mel was so cute. She was like, this is my real name. This is where I live. Like, you can look me up to see that I'm like not a creep. But I was like, it's okay. It's fine. Which, I mean, maybe doing the show, I should probably be like, girl, what the fuck? But it's so sweet. So then these two beautiful women walk in and one of them smiles at me like she knows me or like she recognizes me, which is possible because I meet a lot of people at the bar and all the other things. But then she's like, are you Monique? And then I was like, and she told me like what their names are. Let me call them out real quick. Raquel and Lyselle, they were wonderful. They were so lovely.
They should have a TV show. That's an amazing duo name.
1000%. They were so sweet and they were like, Mel is your like number one fan. Like she loves true crime and if she found your show and she loves it, it's because you guys are really fucking good. And like it was like we're so hyped up.
That is so sweet.
And then one of them was like, she asked us to bring you a coconut, but we're not like in the Caribbean, so we couldn't find one. And I was like, I am deceased. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. And then they like stayed for a couple hours and like sang and partied. And I got to FaceTime with Mel and it was very loud because the bar is very loud and I work by myself. So I can't be like, I'm going to go like on a break because that's not a thing. But it was so cool and it was so sweet and lovely and rad.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah. And like by the end of it, like Raquel and Lyselle and I were all like homies. And I was like, girl, you should fucking like come to New Orleans. And they're like, I fucking love New Orleans. I'm like, well, then you should come and you should bring your girl Mel. And she's like, I'm texting her right fucking now. I'm like, great.
It's a date.
So I hope to see you kids in New Orleans and
yes,
the rest of everyone else in New Orleans.
I have FOMO really badly. So yes, please come to New Orleans so that I can be a part of this.
Yes. And love on Amy. She's missing out.
I need it.
And you guys are joys and delights. Please and thank you.
Oh my God, I love this so much. That's so cute.
It was so cute and so sweet and so lovely and unexpected. And I also did manage to watch the first 3 episodes of Alien Earth.
And?
It's fucking amazing.
It's so fucking good, dude.
It's so good.
I can't handle it for 1 second.
Especially how they end the second episode.
Yes.
It's so like metal. It's like metal as fuck. You're like, yeah,
Yes.
baby. And
Yes.
just like the like cliffhangery aspect of it and the like rocking music. You're like, fuck yeah. Oh my God, it's great. It's fantastic.
It's so good. I know. I was like, I didn't even know that was possible. Like, this has never been done before.
It's so good.
It's so good. Oh my God, I'm
Yes.
so happy you watched it. I'm
Yes.
obsessed. I like can't think about it too much, or I like start to get antsy and I like need it. I need it right now. I need my fix. My
You get the
alien Earth.
palpitations.
Yes. Oh my God, I know. Like every single day I was like, is it the day? Is it the Alien Earth day? Is there a new episode? It's like,
What day does
no,
that drop?
I think it's Wednesdays.
Oh, because it's only 5 episodes, right?
Tuesdays, because I think the next one's the 26th. I don't
Okay.
have it in my calendar or anything. That's crazy.
Girl, I do that all the fucking time
Yes.
whenever I watch shit. Because I actually don't even know what day it is, kind of ever.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I'm so happy you watched it. I'm so happy you liked it.
It's amazing.
It's phenomenal. Noah Hawley, like, he's great. I love all his shows that he does. Like, Fargo's amazing. Legion's amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah, I similarly didn't know what to expect, obviously, and was very stunned at how they like get right the fuck into it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I really thought they were going to kind of tease you for a couple episodes, which I would have accepted, obviously, but I was not going to be pleased about. But no, right from the fucking get.
Yeah, and the way they explain the aliens being on Earth is also very clever, like how that comes to be.
Yes.
I was very like, okay, I'm good with this. I'm fine with this. It's cast incredibly, amazing
Yeah.
production value, shot really well,
Yeah. CGI is great. The aesthetic's great.
acting's great. No notes.
Everyone's killing it. No notes.
And coming from you, because I enjoy Alien, but like I don't fuck with it like you fuck with it. Like you are like the alien queen
Yes.
in every sense.
And even though like I love all the movies, I'm very aware of their shortcomings.
Sure.
And like, no. Chef's kiss. It's amazing. And also they just drop these little bits of like lore and world building in such a subtle way where it's not like a big exposition. It's just like a casual, by the way, this is why, or this is something. And you're just like, oh my God, okay, amazing. No, it's phenomenal.
And I really love, so I admittedly have not watched all of the Alien movies.
There's a lot of them. I get it.
Yeah. But I'm assuming it's like with, if not all, a lot of them, at least it's in every one that I've watched, of the like sibling thing.
Kind of. I don't know. Aliens 2 is kind of more of the maternal relationship because it's Ripley and Newt.
Because it's in Romulus, it's in Alien, it's in this one.
Yeah.
And it's never even like, it's always like my brother.
Yeah.
Because in Romulus, you have
That's
two sibling pairs in that. And
Correct.
I just like, you don't really see that being a dynamic that's played out as an adult unless you're like home for the holidays and have to like unpack family shit.
Yeah, or it's a Haunting on Hill House and you're unearthing
which is exactly the same thing. It's you're home for a funeral and then unpacking family shit.
Deep, dark secrets. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's very true.
And it's really like the sibling thing is usually like in kid movies or like youth movies. So I really like that. I really appreciate that kind of repeated plot point and how it's not done in the same way.
No, not at all.
Every time. It's like wildly different. And it's just something that I just really like.
It's great. I obviously can't relate to this on a personal level as an only child, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's just a dynamic that I don't really see frequently, other than like the
cliche
we have to gather for like a
way,
family thing, and then the shit's gonna get real.
Not we have to fight aliens to survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I need to go save my brother or whatever. Like I'm like, this is incredible.
Yay! I'm so glad. It's so good.
It's fantastic.
Again, yeah, highly, highly recommend.
Yeah, thanks so much for the rec, and because I obviously didn't even know it was out. It's great.
Yes.
I mean, I will say that fucking party that's happening in the I was like gagged to the gods about every fucking aspect of it. If you know, you know. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. As soon as that scene happened, I was like, oh, they are not fucking around in the show. Like,
Especially, like, the last, like,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, and, like, if you saw it,
Yes.
you fucking know. And I was like, "Fuck
Oh.
yes, man. Fuck yes, this is metal as fuck."
Oh my god,
And
yes.
I'm not a gory person normally,
No.
but it's, like, different
It is different.
because it's not, like, gratuitous.
No.
It makes sense, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. You're right. Fucking metal as fuck. Yeah. Again, no notes. Go watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah, anything else on your end, your week?
I got to go see my mom in Chicago. That was the big
Yes!
highlight of my week. It was
How is Wonder
wonderful.
Woman?
I missed her. She's fantastic.
Of
We had
course.
such a fun time. We did a architecture boat cruise down the river,
Oh.
which was so much fun, even though it poured rain for the first half of it.
Damn.
Like torrential downpour, thunder, lightning. But then it stopped and it was great. And it was beautiful. I learned a lot. Had a drink. Bought a rubber ducky.
I love a rubber ducky.
Yeah. We did Navy Pier. Got to go to the Lego store.
Yes.
Was my bag stuffed to the brim with Legos when I came home? Yes.
With plant flower Legos?
I actually went a little rogue. I bought a really cute, it's like a almost
Is
like
it
a
like the art
postcard.
painting?
No, it was
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like a little postcard of Japan, which it does have some cherry blossom aspect.
That's very cute.
And then I bought one that's like a 3-in-1, so you can either build like a record player or a little radio, and it does have flowers with it. So they were all like flower adjacent.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it was super fun. I almost missed my flight back. Yep. Like they had called 2 people from standby because I wasn't there in time,
Damn.
and they were like signing those people in, and because they like didn't make eye contact with me or like give me any sort of acknowledgement, I was just like waiting for my turn. So they literally sent both those people down the walkway, and then I was like, "Hey, can I still get on my flight?" And they're like, "Oh, you're here." And they were like, "We have to go get one of those people and bring them back."
Stop
So they
it.
literally took a standby person off the plane so that I could get on my flight.
Damn.
Sorry, Miller. My bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've missed a flight once in my life, but I am always that person who's like, got to be 2 hours early for the airport. I like very rarely ever cut it close, and I cut it real close. But I made it.
I mean, I had one of those recently
It's the worst feeling.
that was like skin of my fucking teeth.
I hated it. It's so stressful.
Yeah.
But I made it.
But you made it.
Yay. Here I am. I'm back. But I love Chicago. Chicago's fucking great. The last time I went, it was the winter, and I did not love it as much.
No, wildly suboptimal.
It was like 10 degrees with like a wind chill of like -5 or some shit. And I was like, no.
That's incorrect. No.
But yeah, Chicago's great in the summer.
It's great.
But that's it. That's all my big excitement. Back in New York. Get to see your beautiful face. Any other news from you? Are you ready to jump into it?
Let's jump in, girl. I miss you.
Fuck yes.
Let's do
I
it.
miss you. And I'm so excited because guess what? It's celebrity ghost story time, baby.
Yes. I love it. Fuck yes.
Yeah. It's been a minute, and it always makes me think of you.
Of course, because that was one of the many things that we bonded over and solidified our
Yes.
lifelong friendship and love affair.
Yes. I've never met anyone who liked that show. My entire family made fun of me for it.
They're wrong.
And then I met Monique, and she was
objectively.
like, no, that show is amazing.
Yes.
I've watched every episode. And I was like,
Yes.
thank you, soulmate.
I mean, and because you can love a show and also be like, the wig budget is dire. It is.
Dire.
It's a problem.
Not mincing words. That's not putting it mildly. No. Dire.
It's like tragic, but incredible.
But that's part of the reason it's so good. Yeah.
100%, of course.
Yes. I'm in it for the wigs.
I love you.
I love you. Okay, so sources: Celebrity Ghost Stories, Season 2, Episode 5, Wikipedia, IMDb, and the Tampa Bay Times. So this is kind of a short one, but it's a story that's stuck with me over the years, and I've definitely mentioned it in passing before, but today I'm going to give you the full story. So this celebrity ghost story comes from Mykelti Williamson, who most people would probably recognize as the actor who plays Bubba in Forrest Gump. Yes. Okay, wait. Now, before we jump into the story, I do feel the need to mention the criminal charges brought against Mykelti Williamson in 1998, which unfortunately I was unaware of before I started the story because it's literally only 2 sentences in his Wikipedia page. And by the time I finally read them, I was almost done and I did not want to start over.
I didn't know anything about that,
I didn't either.
and I hate that. And this is why we can't have fucking nice things.
Yes. So we're going to get into it briefly. So Mykelti Williamson was accused of stabbing his ex-wife's boyfriend, Leroy Edwards, on January 5th, 1998.
Girl!
Yeah. Yep. He said he was upset when he went to visit his 4-year-old daughter at his ex-wife's home because his daughter had previously described her mother and Edwards having sex, which I guess led him to believe that she had seen them doing this. He was originally charged with attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon, but the charges were reduced to attempted manslaughter due to insufficient evidence. Edwards recovered from his injuries and testified that Williamson was in a rage the day of the attack. His ex-wife testified that he also left angry phone messages at her home and spied on her. However, he was eventually acquitted of all charges, which is probably why you don't hear about this a lot. Yes. So, as the What Went Wrong podcast says, scandal noted.
Noted.
Yep.
Yep.
Also, you got a little dollop of true crime with your paranormal story this week. So,
You're the gift that keeps on giving, Amy. I mean, I hate that he did that, obviously.
I know.
Just don't do that. Just don't do that.
Just don't do that.
You know, it's so much less effort to stay home and just watch Alien Earth than like go and like stab someone. Just saying. Ugh.
Yeah. Because I also know he's in Justified.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we were just talking about watching that. He's in Fallout as well, which I love that show.
Oh, that's right. He is.
Yeah.
I've seen like 2 episodes of that.
They talked about it being like a little bit of a reunion between him and Walton Goggins. Yeah. The irony of all ironies is this is the second celebrity ghost story I was going to do because the first one, I found out he had also committed a crime.
Why is everyone the fucking worst?
Fortunately, I realized that one before I started the story. So I was like, okay, I'll just do this other one because this is fine.
This is unproblematic. Egg on my face.
And then I was like, oh God, okay. Again, this is why we can't have nice things.
Girl, I cannot.
Scandal noted. So now on to the story. Mykelti Williamson was born in St. Louis, Missouri on March 4th, 1957. His mother, Elaine, was a certified public accountant, and his father was an Air Force non-commissioned officer. He began acting professionally as a child and relocated to Los Angeles with his family when he was 9 years old. He went on to study television and film at Los Angeles City College, audited acting classes at USC, and later transferred to Gene Evans Motion Picture School in San Jose. In the early 80s, when this story takes place, Mykelti was still a struggling actor in LA. He appeared in a few television shows such as Starsky and Hutch, Hill Street Blues, and Miami Vice, but he'd yet to get a breakout role. He was very close with his mother, though, and during this time, he would stop by her house a couple times a week just to see her. But one day, when he stopped by, his mom immediately came outside and met him in the yard, which was unusual in and of itself. Then she told him to get back in the car and go home, which he said was, quote, really weird, end quote. He was worried because this wasn't like her at all. She was always happy when he came to visit and had never once turned him away. Wondering what was going on, he asked if she was okay, and she assured him that she was fine, but that he needed to leave right now, and told him to call her when he got home. Even though he was worried there was something wrong and that she just wasn't telling him, he did as she asked and got back in his car and went home. When he called her, she once again assured him that everything was fine, but she absolutely refused to tell him why she wanted him to leave. A few days later, he went back to visit her, but once again, she met him outside and told him he needed to get back in his car and go home. Again, he asked her what was wrong, but she insisted that nothing was wrong and that everything was fine. But she was acting really strange, and he didn't believe her. He asked if there was someone bothering her. She said no, but reiterated that he needed to leave right now, and that if he saw any of his friends, don't stop, just go straight home. Then he asked if there was anyone in the house, thinking maybe someone was threatening her or something.
Mhm.
But she assured him there wasn't and just kept telling him that he needed to go home right now. He was tempted to push past her to check inside the house, but he trusted her, so once again he left. Mykelti said his mom had always been a very strong woman, and even though all of this seemed really out of character, he knew she could handle herself and he would never disrespect her. A couple of days went by, and he finally got a call from his mom asking him to come see her. He said, of course, and asked when she wanted him to come over. She told him right now, so he immediately got in his car and started driving over to her place. Mykelti said he had butterflies in his stomach on the way there and was so on edge that he was literally shaking in the car on the drive over. He could feel that something was wrong, and he was just waiting for the bad news. When he got there, she let him inside this time, and he could immediately tell something had happened. He said, quote, "Something was definitely wrong. It was so thick in the air that you could cut it with a knife," end quote. His mother then sat him down and told him that his friend Adrian had been killed last night. The two had grown up together, and even though Adrian was a couple years older than him, they were best friends. But according to Mykelti, quote, "Adrian always found a way to do things the wrong way," end quote. Although he was able to forgive him for a lot of the dumb stuff he did and would try to talk him into doing the right thing, he said it, quote, "seemed like something was driving him to do wrong. And even when you snapped him out of it, he couldn't tell you why he did it," end quote. Mykelti's mom went on to explain that Adrian's cousin had shot and killed him in the middle of the street.
Oh my God.
I know. So heartbreaking. Why? So senseless.
Yes, I don't understand this.
She told him that Adrian had come to her house looking for him and that she, quote, "saw death on him," end quote, and immediately knew something bad was going to happen to him. According to Mykelti, his grandmother could see spirits, and both his mom and grandmother had been able to see death on a person before death collected their spirit.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm kind of obsessed with this part of it.
One of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes is this is the premise.
Of like, you can see death in a person before.
Yeah. I mean, it's also the premise of The Frighteners, if you've ever seen that.
No, we talked about this. You recommended this to me.
Oh, yeah. It's very fun. It's that he's like a psychic, and he can, but it's like a spooky number like appears of like who's like you're the next one.
Who's next? Yeah.
Oh, that's so like
it's
like
so
I love it. I love
chilling.
that like trope, but I don't want that power.
No. Especially if you can't
Do anything.
Yeah. And then you just like have this dark knowledge. Ugh. No, the weight of that. His mom told him that she hadn't wanted his and Adrian's paths to cross because the spirit of death on him was so strong that she knew there was nothing she could do. Mykelti was shocked and told his mom that maybe he could have helped change Adrian's path if only she had warned him. But she said no. There was nothing anyone could have done. The spirit was on him too strong. His time was up, and she knew he was going to die. Still reeling from the news and grieving the death of his friend, Mykelti left his mom's house and drove back to his apartment in Santa Monica. He said he was really disturbed over the whole thing and just sat in disbelief for a long time. He just kept thinking, what if? What if he'd seen him? What if things had been different? What if he'd been able to help him? He called his girlfriend Kimberly and asked her to come over so he wouldn't have to be alone. As the two sat down to have dinner, he told her about what happened to Adrian and that his mom said she'd seen the spirit of death on him before he was killed. A few minutes later, the phone rang, and his girlfriend went to answer it. As soon as she did, Mykelti said all the color drained out of her face, and he immediately knew something was wrong. Then she told him it was a collect call from Adrian.
What?
Girl. I told you, I think about this story randomly just like for years, since the first time I ever saw this one. Like, this is one of the few celebrity ghost stories that like I never forgot. And I think about it.
I don't think I ever saw this.
Oh my God. It's so crazy.
Because this also has like two of my favorite tropes. Like,
yes,
ghost phone calls and fucking seeing people like foretelling when people are gonna die. Like seeing it on them.
I
So, like literally like two of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes cover those topics. I can't believe I don't know this.
Okay, that actually makes me really happy because now I get to introduce you to it, and it's insane.
I mean,
The story is
yeah,
insane.
clearly. Fuck. Obsessed.
Obsessed. Again, I started watching celebrity ghost stories in high school. I have been thinking about the story randomly for
20 years or
20
whatever?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Slightly less, but yes, going
Right.
on 20 years. And his first thought was that this was one of his friends playing a prank. And he's like, this isn't cool. This isn't the time to play around like that. Like, this is literally like a day after. So he grabbed the phone, ready to tell off whoever was doing this. But when he heard the voice on the other end of the phone, he immediately knew it wasn't a prank. He said, quote, right off the bat, I knew it was his voice. The voice I knew all of my life from childhood. It was him, end quote. The voice on the phone even called him Mike. And Mykelti said that there were only 3 or 4 people in his life who called him Mike because he hated being called that. The voice said, help me. I know. You know how to help me. He asked Adrian where he was, but the voice said, they're trying to take me inside. I ran away. Help me. You gotta help me right now before they come back. Mykelti said he could hear all these voices screaming at Adrian, and there was a sound in the background that sounded like a roaring fireplace or a barbecue pit, like when you can hear that heat cut through the air.
Stop it.
But, quote, it was magnified, end quote. I know. Like, is this a collect call from hell? Is that what the story is?
I
What
mean,
the fuck?
Satan can't even foot the fucking 25 cents
No.
or whatever the fuck it is.
I mean, he's Satan, Monique. He's
Yeah,
not going to
obviously.
pay. He's like, no, you need to call collect. Thanks.
My jaw's on the fucking floor.
This story is insane.
Yeah. How the fuck have I never seen this?
I don't know.
I think the next several weeks are very busy for me, that I'm sleeping a handful of hours a night. But I think I'm gonna like have to sacrifice a bit of sleep to see this, because this is insane.
It's insane. Season 2, episode 5.
Season 2? Girl, what the fuck? Where the fuck have I been?
I have no idea.
Oh my God.
I know that as soon as I thought about this, I was like, yeah, Monique's gonna love this. This is all her boxes checked. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Oh my
Correct.
God.
So he heard voices screaming and arguing with Adrian. Then it sounded like Adrian was fighting them, but that he was overpowered. Mykelti said he kept screaming, no, let me go. No, 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 I'm not going. No, I don't want to go there. Adrian was screaming his name. Then the phone just went dead. Mykelti just stood there in shock, not knowing what the fuck had just happened. After he'd calmed down a bit, he talked it over with his girlfriend, who suggested he call the operator to see if they could put a trace on the number. The operator told him they couldn't do that, but that since it had been a collect call, it should show up on his bill. He knew the exact date and time that he'd gotten Adrian's call. But when the bill showed up, there was absolutely no record of the call. Mykelti said both he and his girlfriend Kimberly remember it vividly, and they both heard the voice. They weren't drinking and don't do drugs, and insisted that this wasn't some sort of auditory hallucination. He said, quote, this is not a story I tell people all the time because people would think I'm lying or I'm delusional. But this is a fact. This is something that happened to me, end quote. Although he doesn't know how it happened, Mykelti firmly believes that he received a phone call from the other side that day and said, quote, it's very haunting to be on the phone with the person that you can't help, end quote. Although Adrian kept saying that he knew how to help him, Mykelti said, quote, to this day, I'm still baffled as to exactly what he meant. I don't really know how I could have helped him. I wish I did, but I don't, end quote. Growing up, he was taught that hell was a real place and believes the phone call was a message to him that there's always consequences to our actions, which apparently didn't stop him from stabbing a man, but, you know.
Girl, like, didn't you listen? Do you want to be calling collect from hell, baby?
From hell? No.
I don't want to be calling collect from anywhere.
No. Absolutely not.
If there was ever an incident that'd be like, look at your life, look at your choices, baby girl.
Right?
I would think it's a fucking collect call from Hadestown, baby.
Hi, Satan's online too. No.
Please hold.
What's the hold music like in hell? Like, is it metal or is it elevator music? Because that's so much more annoying.
It has to be like that song that like you hear it once and it's stuck in your head for like 8 days,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's like the Muzak version.
It's the earworm song.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that like Milli Vanilli or some shit like that you're like, I hate the song. And now it's stuck in my head.
And now it's stuck in my head. For eternity.
For eternity. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I was so surprised when I read about his crimes, because I was like, bro, that was not the vibe you gave from the Celebrity Ghost Story.
At
all. No.
Or what any reasonable person would.
I know. People make no sense. Mykelti believes his mother's ability to see death on a person saved him from sharing Adrian's fate, and that if he'd been with his friend when death came for him, it very likely would have taken him as well. He said, quote, "I know that the spirit world is very real, but I would just say, don't be afraid. Just make sure you walk in the light. That's the only protection you have," end quote. And that is the time Mykelti Williamson received a collect call from beyond the veil.
Oh my God. I've never heard anything like this.
It's
ever.
insane.
And then he's like, I could end up here, but you know what?
But I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to stab this guy.
I was like, I can stab someone and like not go to hell, right? Like that's how that works.
The irony. What? The
what
audacity.
Are you doing,
I can't.
girl?
No. So many celebrity ghost stories are like, I stayed in a haunted hotel, or like I saw a shadowy figure. I felt like something was watching me. They all kind of blur together after a while. This one, again, has like haunted me.
How could it not?
For going on 20 years. Yeah.
How could it not? Oh my God.
Yeah. Also, the fact that hell uses collect calls. Who knew?
They have payphones in hell, girl. Right. That's how bad it is.
I mean, that makes sense.
I don't know what was the final amount that a payphone cost, but I remember when I was in high school, it bumped up to 35 cents. And it was that annoying thing of like, you never had the dime.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like they were 25 cents for a while. It was like a quarter.
Yeah. And it's like, is that what hell is? It's like, you got like, you have quarters.
You're
and no
always
dimes,
a dime short in hell, Monique.
Which is why you have to fucking call collect.
Yes. Oh my God. I love you. That cracked me up.
I love you. Oh my God. That was insane. Period. Full stop. What the fuck?
I know. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I know.
I did. I cannot believe I've never seen or heard this episode or this story. What the fuck?
I know. I knew you would love it. I know you love Celebrity Ghost Story, and I knew you would love this.
And you know me so well because you're my psychic sister, and you were correct on all fronts.
Yay. I'm so glad. All right. I'm ready to be traumatized, Monique.
I don't think we're going to be traumatized.
I always prepare for the worst, and
yeah,
I'm pleasantly relieved when the trauma is light.
Yeah, it's not like a fun one.
They rarely are.
Right, yeah. It's not like I love this story. It's not one of those. But I'd say it's pretty light on the trauma. It's just like crazy. Okay, sources: Wikipedia, LAtimes.com, Deadline.com, Watch Fight Back, the Instagram account for Watch Fight Back, ag.ny.gov, which is the New York State Attorney General, findagrave.com, UPI.com, which is United Press International, NBCLosAngeles.com, TelevisionAcademy.com, SunSentinel.com, and the SouthernCalifornian.blogspot.com. Okay,
California theme today, baby.
California and Florida theme, as it turns out.
Oh, okay. A little home state love. Let's go.
It seems that for his whole life, David Horowitz was a no-nonsense, get shit done kind of person. Born in the Bronx on June 30th, 1937, David Charles Horowitz came from extraordinarily humble beginnings, playing with cardboard boxes because his parents couldn't afford to buy him toys. But David was determined to make a better life for himself. He attended Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois, where he graduated in 1959 with high honors. He went on to study at Northwestern, where in 1961, he earned a master's degree in journalism. And from there, David hit the ground running. He started out his career at newspapers and television stations in the Midwest, including KRNT TV in Des Moines. He became a writer for NBC's Huntley Brinkley Report and eventually moved to California, where he held several other positions with the network. In 1963, David opened the first Saigon News Bureau for NBC and became one of the network's first correspondents to report from Vietnam during the war.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, trailblazer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. In so many fucking ways. On February 9th, 1971, at 6:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Sylmar earthquake struck Southern California. The 6.6 magnitude event collapsed freeway overpasses, severely damaged hospitals, and critically compromised the structural integrity of the lower Van Norman Dam, leading to the evacuation of 80,000 people. The seismic event resulted in 65 deaths, over 2,000 injuries, and over $500 million in damage.
Damn.
And David Horowitz was the only news anchor to go live in the quake's immediate aftermath, broadcasting from a stool in the darkened NBC studio parking lot in Burbank, a mere 14 miles away from the epicenter of the tremor.
Okay.
He's like a fucking BAMF and a badass.
I was literally just going to say, we are not the same. I'd be like,
No.
my PTO starts now. I'm going. Thank you. David, good for you. Work. Get the job done.
Yeah, he's incredible. And I'm like, why don't I know you, sir? He's amazing.
He's going to stay amazing, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Spoiler.
Thank you. I just needed to know this before I'm like, oh my God, I love this guy. He's the best. And then you're like, by the way,
and then he like stabbed his
people.
like ex-wife's like fucking boyfriend.
And I'd be like, God damn it.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Okay.
So I'm giving you that spoiler early on. You gave us the spoiler early on that your story ended up being about a piece of shit. And I'm doing the reverse.
I almost saved it for the end, and then I was like, no, I gotta let Monique know ahead of time. Yeah. I can't have her saying like, oh my gosh, he's great. I love him. And then I'd be like, by the way.
Wah, wah. In early 1973, David was offered the opportunity to develop a consumer awareness news segment for NBC's LA flagship station, KMBC. And David almost turned it down as the gig had already been offered to 6 other people who had all passed on it. But David eventually accepted. So in addition to working as a journalist for the station, David joined KMBC as its consumer reporter. In 1976, David started hosting a weekly consumer advocate show called Consumer Byline. In 1980, the show was rebranded as Fight Back with David Horowitz. The show, which in addition to hosting, David also created and executive produced, brought consumer issues into public awareness and would warn viewers about defective products and confront corporations about customer complaints. And while this all sounds very intense and serious, the program's format included entertaining segments like the Horror Files.
Hi, yes, hello. What?
Where viewers would send in photos of unintentionally funny signs, and David would comment on the bizarre and amusing advertisements and labels.
Oh, okay. It's not horror, our horror.
No, it's just like...
I got excited. Okay.
I did too, because I was like, oh no. But so the segment of the Horror Files that I watched featured a picture of a shopping center where there's a sign for an optometrist, literally next to a sign for the Blind Factory, which is like... like window treatments
window
and stuff?
blinds, yeah.
Yes.
Amazing marketing.
And there was one that was a billboard for XXXX classic Aussie beer, literally above the Thirst for Jesus Chinatown Assembly sign, and a sign for a foot clinic right above a sign for a dentist, to which David Horowitz quipped, quote, "Is this for people who are always putting their foot in their mouth?" End quote.
Amazing.
It's very fun. And the program also included the commercial challenge, where the show's hosts would test products on the air and see if the claims from their ads were true.
Love this.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The show was dedicated to protecting consumers from scams and misleading advertising. And with its mix of humor and consumer advocacy, Fight Back became wildly popular, both critically and commercially, earning several Emmys. David Horowitz earned a reputation as a newsman you could trust, and he gained even more national notoriety as he became a regular fixture on Johnny Carson. where the two would often do their own commercial challenge. In an episode from August 23rd, 1984, David Horowitz is seen with a carton of eggs, which he cracks one open into a bowl to show the studio audience that they're real eggs. And apparently, there was a commercial running at the time promoting a bicycle seat that was allegedly made out of the same material as breast implants, which, like,
Okay.
okay,
Sit on those titties, I guess.
girl. And apparently, the commercial showed someone sitting on an egg riding the bicycle and the egg not breaking. So David makes Johnny Carson, like, reenact the commercial, like, placing the egg on the seat under Johnny's bottom and having him ride around the studio to see if the commercial's claims are true. And it's, like, very funny, and it makes for great television. Spoiler, it is true.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I'm actually shocked. Okay, I was gonna be like, this ended up with egg on Johnny Carson's pants. Yes.
And it's, like, so, and, like, Johnny's just like, "What? No, you ride that." And it's, like, it's really, really funny, and then he's like, "David, have you tried it out yourself?" He's like, "I have." He's like, "And what was the result?" He's like, "I'll tell you after you do it." And then, like, to the side, like, to, like, a PA, he's like, "You have an extra set of pants, like, ready for, like, Mr. Carson, right? Cool." Like,
I
it's
love
very, very fun.
this.
It's very fun. With his many television appearances as both a guest star and a news anchor, David Horowitz became a beloved household name. In addition to Fight Back, David would do daily consumer reports on the 4 p.m. edition of KMBC's Channel 4 News with co-anchors Kirsty Wilde and John Beard. Fun fact, John Beard plays a fictionalized version of himself in Arrested Development. He's the male
What?
anchor who's, like, always covering whatever, like, wild shit the Blues have gotten themselves into,
Oh my god, I love that.
which is why he's so perfect, is because he literally is an actual anchor.
Arrested Development's just brilliant.
I just can't. I love them so much. If you've never seen the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development, get on that shit. It's perfect.
Yes.
And pharmacist Max Stolman served as the program's health expert. Billed as KMBC's friendly pharmacist, Max regularly appeared on the show to give viewers advice on drugs and their effects. After working on the news program for several years, for whatever reason, Max Stolman's contract was terminated. On Thursday, August 13th, 1987, a man came to the KMBC Burbank studio and called co-anchor Kirsty Wilde. The man identified himself as Gary Stolman, Max Stolman's 33-year-old son, and asked if it would be all right to come down to the station and watch Channel 4 News live. He explained that he lived in Florida and never had the opportunity to see his dad on the air, but that he was in town and that even though his father didn't work at the station anymore, he was a fan of David Horowitz and wanted to see if he could come down to the studio and watch.
Oh no.
The news anchor said, quote, "He seemed a little unstable or maybe not very bright," end quote. But Kirsty felt sorry for him that he was never able to see
Oh.
his father live on the show. He told her that maybe he could come back another time and watch the show, and Kirsty told him that was probably okay, as it wasn't unusual to have guests in the studio during the broadcast. A few days later, on Wednesday, August 19th, Gary Stolman called Kirsty again and asked if it would be okay to come down to the studio and watch the day's 4 p.m. news broadcast. Kirsty asked KMBC news director Tom Capra, and he gave the okay. When Stolman arrived at the station, he was allowed in without being searched because he was the son of a former KMBC employee.
No. That's why we have security protocols in place. It doesn't
Yes,
matter
ma'am.
who's who.
That's right. Don't you know who I am? Yes, someone who's going through security. Thank you.
Bitch.
That's
Thank
who you are.
Hi, just like everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
He was given a pass and taken to the studio, where he sat in a chair in the back of the room outside of the camera range. All the crew and news anchors had seen him, and co-anchor John Beard said, quote, "Nobody noticed anything out of the ordinary," end quote. At 4 p.m., the live news broadcast began, and Stolman quietly watched the program from his seat. Then, at 4:42 p.m., David Horowitz began his consumer segment, and Stolman suddenly rose from his chair and walked onto the set behind David.
No.
Initially, Kirsty thought that Stolman had made a mistake and that he didn't realize that he was in the shot, but there was no mistake. Gary Stolman had pulled out a .45 caliber pistol out of his pocket, walked directly behind David Horowitz, and put the weapon to the reporter's back. David, confused, turned around and looked at the man, who was, like, quietly saying something that David couldn't make out. So the elegant reporter says, "Pardon me." And then the gunman placed a yellow legal pad in front of the anchor, who at that said, "What's this?" To which the gunman replied, quote, "Read this or I'll shoot you," end quote. And you see that that's when David sees the gun pointed at him, because this is a live news broadcast that was going to thousands of people.
This is insane. I'm
Yeah.
at work right now. Could you not?
You're literally gonna like hold me hostage at work? I feel like I'm hostage anyway because I'm at work already.
Yeah. Oh my God. Get a hobby. Like, really? I don't know what this guy wants, but like, whatever it is, it's not fucking worth it. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
And you hear people in the studio off camera saying, "He's got a gun, call the cops now. He's got a gun to his back." But he's not like, they're not like freaking out. It's like very calmly that they're like, "Call the cops now. He's got a gun to his back." It's very like, and I understand that like the 70s and the 80s were fucking wild, that's why we have to have signs that say, "Please don't bring a fucking gun onto a fucking airplane," because like planes were getting hijacked left and right. But like a little urgency, please and thank you.
Hi,
Just saying.
this is a hostage situation? Like,
And we're live. And like the two other anchors are literally seated like feet away from this fucking hostage, because they're all like sharing a desk, right? And like they don't do anything but literally just like lean away from
yeah, I kind of
like
get it.
100%.
I don't want to stand up and get shot, so I'm just gonna like get as far away.
You're like,
from this
you're
as
right, because you're also
possible.
like, I don't want to like ruffle feathers, because who the fuck is this crazy person who has a fucking gun? And like they're just like, and Kirsty's like gasping and just like leaning away. It's like crazy. And again, this is now is a hostage situation that is broadcasting live to thousands of viewers.
Can you imagine being
No!
home and watching this? I mean,
No!
like, I think something's happening on the 4 o'clock news.
And it's fucking crazy. You're like, Midge, what is this?
I'm saying, did they interrupt this for some sort of police drama? What
You're
is
like,
this?
is this As the World Turns? I missed the like previous episode. What the fuck is happening here?
I'm so lost right now. I need a recap.
Girl. And David Horowitz, being the consummate professional, says, quote, "All right, well, let me read this," end quote. And he calmly takes out his reading glasses and addresses the viewers saying, quote, "Folks, we have someone on the set who's standing here and would like me to read this copy, which was just handed to me," end quote. Then David turns around to his captor and says, quote, "You want me to tell your name or not?" End quote. And the gunman
David.
mumbles a response, but David couldn't hear him, so he asked him again.
Like, what? You are being so nice about this? One, kudos to you. You're doing amazing. You're amazing at your job.
He's amazing at everything.
He also reported on the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
I'm remembering this now. So, like,
Yes.
he's like,
Under pressure.
it's not the
is
first
like,
time I've been around a gun. Like,
yeah,
I've been to war in essence. So,
and he's what you think of when you think of like the old school reporters who weren't sensational, who just like reported the news,
read the news
in like an elegant way and just were like not the fucking clowns that you fucking see now, that it's like just
that.
girl.
Class act.
Even his like funny show was still like done professionally.
Yeah, was still journalistic and
Yes.
yeah,
and had integrity and shit.
Ah, the good old days.
Girl.
Usually when people say that, it's bullshit, but like I would take this a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, this is for real though.
Anyway, kudos to David. You're handling this way better than I would.
Yeah, 100%. And when he heard him say Gary Stolman, David removed his glasses, turned to the gunman, and asked, "And Gary, where are you from?" Like, like I cannot. I like cannot.
David.
Sploosh, hi.
Can I call you David? Thank you. A little bit,
Like,
right?
Yeah.
You know, there's something about a man who's calm under pressure and just like can take control of a situation.
Oh yeah, like get
Yeah.
the like swap back.
Yeah.
Like my basement's flooded, 100%.
Yep.
And David said that while he may have appeared calm, he was anything but. He said that the first thing that ran through his head was, "I can't believe this is happening." And he and he kept thinking to himself, quote, "Who the hell was going to rescue me?" End quote.
Oh.
And you do not see it for a millisecond.
No. I'm sure.
like consummate professional. And it's so funny because he's like, people say that I look calm, and I was like, I wasn't, girl, like at all.
So impressive.
But David Horowitz followed his captor's instructions and read the 4-page handwritten letter.
4 pages? You couldn't outline this, bro?
4 pages
Ugh.
handwritten on legal notepad. So
Oh my
it's also a bigger fucking page.
god. Summarize your manifesto. I can't.
I fucking love you.
Seriously.
I love you so much. I can't handle it.
Thank you. I love you too.
But also, please and thank you. Yes, summarize your bullshit manifesto. So it began, quote, I was warned in 1981 by someone with connections at the CIA to stay off the computers, that they didn't trust people on computers. When I began receiving disturbing calls from my parents, which led me to believe that something terrible was going on. I was then forced into a mental hospital in Tallahassee, where I learned that my brother-in-law had been driven insane by the same. And then David asks Stolman for help in making out his handwriting and finishes the sentence saying that his brother-in-law had been driven insane in the same manner that someone was trying to do to me, end quote. David had difficulty deciphering the 4-page handwritten statement. And again, even though David appeared to be cool as a cucumber, he later said, quote, every time I turned to him, I was fearful that the guy was going to pull the trigger, end quote.
Oh, poor David. Also, this is why you type your manifesto, because yeah.
Yes. And the thing is, like, Gary is like also not aggressive, very like calm, but not calm like smooth, like awkward, like it's his first time doing this for sure.
Yeah.
Like
detached maybe a little bit from reality.
100%.
Like we're not really realizing the gravity of what we're
Mhm.
doing right now.
100%. And he looks like kind of very like dorky, like I can understand why you're like, yeah, I'd let this guy up.
Yeah, not a smooth criminal.
You're like, this guy isn't gonna like do this. He's not gonna fucking hold up a fucking news station. 28 seconds into the on-air hostage situation, KNBC news director Tom Capra ordered the control room to cut the studio mics, cut the feed, and go to black. And in its stead, they broadcast a standby slide with the NBC logo. But when KNBC went off the air, the gunman noticed the brightly colored "One moment please" card on the television monitors.
Oh no.
And he said, no, I want to get this out. And Stolman kept asking, am I on the air? Am I on the air? And David, John Beard, and Kirsty Wilde, as well as the camera operators and the floor director, all had to convince Stolman that they were indeed on the air, and it worked.
Where's my fucking Oscar?
Girl. David continued reading Gary Stolman's written statement, saying, quote, the man who has appeared on KNBC for the past 3 years is not my biological father. He is a clone, a double created by the Central Intelligence Agency and alien forces.
Oh!
It is only a small part of a greater plot to overthrow the United States government and possibly the human race itself. End quote.
Okay. I
So,
mean,
like, that's where we
I
are.
love an alien conspiracy, but not when it puts people's lives at risk.
Yeah, so that's where we
Cool.
are. This is where Gary is.
Oh, fun.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
The document went on to complain of mistreatment in, quote, CIA-run mental hospitals, end quote, and demand release of, quote, secret Air Force files concerning UFOs, end quote. Now, here's the thing.
He was right about that.
A broken clock is right twice a day. You can be right about that, but also, this is not the way to go about it, Gary. But also, Gary's just clearly disturbed.
Yeah.
So the two co-anchors were wearing earplug receivers, so they knew that police and security officers were nearby at the ready to de-escalate the situation and apprehend the perpetrator. But David Horowitz was not connected with the control booth, so he couldn't be told, and therefore he was completely in the dark. And while obviously David wanted the cops to step in and help him in the unfolding hostage situation he had unwittingly found himself in, he also knew that this could be a double-edged sword. David told the Los Angeles Times, quote, my fear was that if any police came into the studio and there was a marksman there and he fired at the guy, I might be caught in the crossfire, or this guy might pop a shot off and get me through the back of the head or whatever, end quote.
Yeah.
Which, fair, 100 fucking %. And David wasn't the only one left in the dark. As Amy pointed out, so were the thousands of viewers back home, where the last thing they saw was an intruder point a gun at David's back, hand him several sheets of legal paper, saying he wanted them to read them on the air, and then he starts reading some like crazy shit about aliens and the CIA before the broadcast was cut. Only the first 28 seconds of a 7-minute ordeal were broadcast.
Oh my God.
And then apparently after a minute, they just started running promos for other like shows.
Okay, no.
Yeah. And so stunned viewers started calling the cops and calling emergency phone numbers to
like,
report
what
the
is
on-air
happening?
hostage situation at KNBC because they're like, I'm sorry, what the fuck is going on?
Also, I need an update, please, and thank you. What is going on?
I didn't include this, but there was a thing that John Beard, like while this is all happening, and he's like 3 feet away from this situation happening, he was like, if this guy fucking kills David, like right now, what the fuck am I gonna say when we come back to air? Like, what the fuck? Like,
am I gonna have to then announce that he was
explain?
killed right in front of me as I watch this? Like, no.
Girl. Well, you were like seeing fucking commercials for like Falcon Crest or whatever the fuck. Like, girl, it's crazy. It took David Horowitz 7 minutes to read the handwritten ramblings of the paranoid and mentally disturbed man. All the while, David thought to himself, quote, what's this guy going to do when I'm done? Shoot me? End quote. Once David finished reading the 4-page statement, Gary Stolman put down the gun, telling the Consumer Advocate, quote, thank you very much, David. I couldn't hurt anyone with this BB gun. End quote.
Stop it.
Co-anchor John Beard quickly snatched the gun from the news desk away from the perpetrator, and stationed security guards overpowered Stolman, wrestling to the floor, handcuffing his hands behind his back. And sure enough, the weapon was a plastic replica of a .45 caliber pistol that would fire small plastic pellets about 10 feet. Burbank Police Sergeant Joe Latta said, quote, you can't call it a pellet gun even. It's just for children, end quote.
My jaw has been on the ground since you said BB gun. What? Bro. I would have smacked him in the face with this thing if I was John Beard. Like, the restraint? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Max Stolman later confirmed that the intruder was indeed his son and issued a statement in which he said, quote, I do have a sick son. He's been hospitalized a number of times. I'm thankful he wasn't killed, end quote. Gary Stolman was arrested and booked on suspicion of threatening a crime with the intent of sowing terror and disrupting public activities, a felony. No bail was set, and Stolman was sent to county jail to await arraignment. While thankfully no one was hurt in the alarming incident, David Horowitz and others later criticized KNBC news director Tom Capra for seemingly putting the reporter's life at risk by cutting off the program. Capra defended his decision, saying, quote, we can't allow people with guns to take a TV station hostage. We went to black to make sure the message didn't get out, end quote.
That's fair. Also, I can't run the risk of airing someone's death live on air.
100%.
I'm with him on this. I get it. I get where they're coming from, but like,
I do too, but the reality is like, that's not really true. Because after Stolman was arrested and removed from the studio, the newscast resumed with Beard and Wild explaining what had just happened. KNBC led its 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. newscasts with the story. Horowitz was interviewed at the start of the 5 p.m. newscast, as well as his...
I'm going home.
Girl,
I'm traumatized. I'm not sitting for a fucking interview. I was just held at gunpoint, live on air.
15 minutes ago.
And forced to read a fucking
manifesto.
Yes, a man's manifesto. No. God, the news is fucking savage, dude.
And this is when it was like not. This is when it was civilized.
Clearly
not like the wild ass
Jesus.
fucking shit happening now.
Oh my God.
So he was interviewed at the start of the 5 p.m. newscast, as well as his co-anchors, Beard and Wild. David said that he saw his life flash before his eyes. He said, quote, you think, am I going to get out of this? End quote. Then, smiling, he added, quote, then you think, I really should have bought my wife that little painting she wanted. End quote.
That gave me chills.
I can't with him for a second.
This man's so sweet. I adore him.
Then there was a 6:30 p.m. press conference for other media, a portion of which was on the 11 p.m. newscast. And that's not getting into all of the other news stations and newspapers that covered this because this became national news. So Gary Stolman wasn't only successful in taking KMBC hostage, but every other news station in the country.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like, I know that I'm pretty sure Australia does this where they won't name check criminals.
Because we don't want to give them the notoriety.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
It reminds me of that meme of like where it's like we need to start giving serial killers like
Oh, yeah.
really embarrassing nicknames.
Like the micro penis,
Yes.
murderer.
Yes.
Totally.
I feel like they get off on whatever their like tag is.
Yeah, the Gainesville Ripper is too sexy. Fuck that shit.
Yes.
No.
Golden State Killer. Like, no.
Get the fuck out of here.
You need to be like the little pathetic wussy killer or something.
I mean, the Golden State Killer, everyone said that his like dick was shaped like an egg, that it was like real.
You need to be the
chode killer.
Yeah, the egg dick killer.
The egg chode killer.
Yeah.
Yes. Please and thank you. And again, as Amy and I just discussed, David Horowitz had just been through this incredibly traumatic experience. And instead of going home or doing whatever the fuck or getting a stiff drink,
hugging his wife.
Yes, he's at the fucking station giving interview after interview of the terrifying hostage situation that he was literally just in.
Professional as fuck. David.
After the incident, the station held a news conference. David said, quote, "I didn't want to go. I wanted to go home to my wife, who was hysterical.
Yeah.
But I stayed on to be a team player. But by the time I got home, I felt like a sponge that had been wrung out." End quote. I fucking bet.
My heart is breaking for this man.
When David found out that the perpetrator had been Max Stolman's son, David called up his former colleague and told him that while he was really upset about what his son had just done to him, quote, "I wasn't pressing charges because he needs help, not to be sent to jail." End quote.
Who is this man? I'm sorry.
I don't like, this is why we are where we are, is because like he died several years ago because he was like 81, and that's how that goes. But like,
someone build a monument to him.
Can we just like reanimate? Can we get some DNA and just like do something?
I feel like we do not deserve this man. He's just
no.
What? This like restores my faith in humanity. My brain can't process it.
100%. Gary Stolman was charged with felony false imprisonment and felony commercial burglary for stealing airtime from the station in connection with the incident.
Okay, wait, that's kind of hilarious. I love it.
I mean, they're like, I didn't even know that was like a thing.
Right? They're like, you owe us money for your 28 seconds of airtime.
Do you know like the advertising situation like that you cost us? Like,
we're billing you, by the way. It's in the mail.
Mm-hmm. If convicted, he could be sentenced to state prison for up to 3 years and fined $10,000. Stolman was released on $25,000 bail and was ordered to return to court on October 20th for a pretrial hearing. While David Horowitz escaped his harrowing ordeal physically unscathed, the incident rattled the reporter. In a Sun Sentinel article dated 2 weeks after the hostage situation, David told reporters, quote, "I haven't slept one night since it happened," end quote. He also beefed up his security, saying, quote, "I've suddenly become a major personality with this incident, and there are copycat nuts around," end quote. But the ordeal also added to the Consumer Reporter's celebrity status, saying, quote, "I can't go anywhere without people coming up and asking me for an autograph or saying, 'Hey, we're proud of you,' end quote."
I know, that's so sweet, but also just let this man live his life. He's been through enough.
Just let him have his fucking chicken parm in peace. You saw him go through it, girl.
Right? Come on. Leave David
you
alone.
could just like, you send him over like a whiskey rocks.
Yeah, buy him a drink.
And then like, and it's from that table, the nod and the cheers, like kind of like, "I see you, I fuck with you." But like, you leave him be.
Correct.
But it's also LA. Like, people don't,
no,
you know, in the wild, they're like,
Starbuckers.
Oh.
Yeah.
100%. But I also get it. Like, this guy's incredible. So I understand. While Gary Stolman initially pleaded not guilty to false imprisonment and burglary charges.
Okay.
Girl. The mental health department of the Superior Court determined that Stolman was gravely disabled as a result of a mental disorder and was ordered at the time to get psychiatric help. His mother was appointed as his conservator. Gary Stolman was offered a plea deal where, in exchange for dismissing the 2 felony counts against him, he pled guilty to misdemeanor false imprisonment and was sentenced to 3 years probation with the condition that he continue receiving psychiatric treatment. Stolman had been living in an undisclosed mental facility in the San Fernando Valley, but had been free to come and go. 3 psychiatrists wrote letters to the court saying that Stolman is not a danger to society as long as he gets care. David Horowitz was satisfied with the plea bargain as he played a major role in getting him the deal, saying, quote, obviously this person needs some help. Sending him to state prison or to a mental hospital, it's not going to solve the problems. What you want to do is try to turn things around, end quote.
David, we don't deserve you.
No.
I needed this after I found out that Mykelti Williamson.
Yes. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Thank you for restoring my faith in humanity.
Got you. Prosecutors said that if Stolman discontinues his psychiatric treatment, he will be in violation of his probation and could be penalized by the court. Since the incident, Gary Stolman has been in and out of mental facilities and has been known to post conspiracy thoughts and theories on message boards.
I thought you had to stay away from computers. What about that?
Thank you, Amy. Look at you making fucking sense.
You know, every once in a while.
You know, on a now defunct site, skepticfiles.org, in 1991, Stolman, which I'm like, how the fuck did that even happen?
Yeah.
Stolman posted a rambling manifesto titled The Invasion of the Human Race. It read in part, quote, I never planned out my life to wind up on the set of KMBC in Los Angeles Live, standing behind TV consumer advocate David Horowitz holding a toy gun to his head, demanding that he read a statement about how space aliens and the CIA had replaced my father and family with clones. I had only planned on becoming a computer programmer and a good citizen. At least that was before I discovered I had somehow stumbled onto a vast plot to overthrow the human race, end quote.
Oh, I actually thought he had like
Nope.
self-realization for a moment. I was like, oh, okay. No, we're back.
Nope, we're there.
We're back
We're
to
still
the
there.
clone conspiracy. Great. Again, I feel the need to reiterate, summarize your manifesto. Like,
Yep. While David Horowitz became associated with that on-air incident, it hardly defined his career. His Fight Back program was wildly popular. It ran from 1976 to 1992 and was syndicated for many years. Over his 35-year career, David Horowitz won 15 news Emmys, in addition to countless other awards. He also had a widely syndicated radio show, wrote a newspaper column, and published 8 books. David served on the advisory boards of the FCC in Washington and the LA District Attorney. He was on the boards of directors of the National Broadcast Editorial Conference, City of Hope, and the American Cancer Society. He was also a member of the Los Angeles Board of Directors and the National Board of Directors of the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, also known as AFTRA. David Horowitz made over 40 guest appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. He was such a prolific presence on the show that Carson later created a character, David Howitzer, satirizing his friend. David also appeared on Leno, Letterman, Oprah, and many other talk shows. He also appeared as himself on The Munsters, Alf, Golden Girls, Saved by the Bell, and many, many other TV shows.
stop it.
And he was also a guest correspondent on NBC's Today for several years. But arguably, his greatest accomplishment was after the terrifying incident in the KMBC studio that day in 1987. David Horowitz launched a state and later national campaign to outlaw toy guns that look too much like the real thing. And in 1987, Los Angeles became the first major U.S. city to outlaw the manufacture and sale of realistic toy guns.
Fuck yeah.
Since then, a succession of municipal, state, and federal laws have increasingly restricted the sale of realistic fake guns in several states, including California and New York, reserving them for ceremonial and theatrical use. Federal and state laws require that toy guns feature brightly colored markings to distinguish them from real weapons. And despite all of these incredible accomplishments, if you Google David Horowitz, the first thing that comes up is this on-air incident. But he was an incredible man. And on February 14th, 2019, David Horowitz died in Los Angeles from dementia-related complications. He was 81 years old. And that is the story of David Horowitz, who was held up live on air during a news broadcast and single-handedly basically outlawed the making of realistic toy guns.
David.
And is a man after my heart, and we don't deserve him.
Yes. BAMF extraordinaire.
Oh my God, yes. 100%.
I'm so impressed. Amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I had heard of this in passing, but I did not know any of the details, and I did not know how amazing David Horowitz was. So,
and it's a thing, like when
thank
you look
you.
this up, it's thank you, of course. It was a joy to look it up because when you look it up or you read, like, it's like a 15-minute little blurb of like, this is
Yeah.
what happened and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, who the fuck is this guy? And it was even just like finding like his like son's like Instagram account and like him
Aw.
talking about like his dad and being like, and he says like how like him and Johnny Carson like had this like really beautiful friendship where like Johnny like loved his tomatoes and would call him up and be like, bring your fucking tomatoes to set and like things, and like just that
Stop
he was
it. I
like
love
the person
this.
you saw is like who he was. Like he wasn't a fake person. He was like an honest man of integrity, a good man.
This is so sweet.
I mean, he literally went out of his way to make sure that the man who like terrorized him, let's be fucking real,
Got the help he
didn't get
needed.
sent to prison, got the help he needed.
Yeah. That speaks to his character.
100%.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
That was such an interesting story. You're right. I feel like anytime I read about it, it's just that little paragraph thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. But no, that was really interesting. And I didn't realize like the guy's whole reason for doing this was because he thought his dad was a clone.
A clone, yeah.
And
Alien
the
clone from the CIA or whatever the fuck.
alien agenda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wild.
But also like look up some of the like fight back stuff. It's really fun.
I really want to see this now. Yeah. I definitely will.
It's really fun because it kind of almost has like an airplane quality to it, and that it's like funny but serious.
I love it. Okay. Sold.
Yeah.
You know I love that movie.
I mean, it's my favorite.
It's
the
amazing.
funniest movie of all time.
Correct. I love that so much. That was so interesting. You're right. Light on the trauma, but still insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And just David Horowitz. What a mensch. Fucking great dude.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's my new role model. I'm going to look up to him. What would David do?
What would David do?
Yes. I love David. Love you. Love your story.
You. I loved your story. Oh my God. Hate that he's a piece of shit. Love
I
this.
know.
Girl,
God
you
damn
got
it. I'm
a
really
collect call
from
the
hell.
underworld. And
like,
you're like,
and you still stab somebody. Bro,
I can't.
Look at your life. Look at your choices.
I can't. I love you so much,
I
obviously.
know.
And we love you. This is another fucking horror podcast. I'm Monique Sanchez.
And I'm Amy Traden.
You can follow me on the gram at PinUpGirlMo.
You can follow me at Lobotomy, and that's Bot.Amy.
Every 6th episode, which is in 2 weeks, we do a True Listener Tales episode where we read your true crazy stories. So if you have one, or you just want to say hi, email us at anotherfuckinghorrorpodcast@gmail.com with a period instead of a U and fucking. Also, guys, we're going to New Orleans, and we want you to come.
Yes.
That's October 4th. Go on our website, anotherfuckinghorrorpodcast.com. There, you can get tickets to see us live in New Orleans or to partake in an awesome Ghost Vampire True Crime Tour of the Quarter on October 3rd. You could also sign up for a Patreon where you get exclusive video episodes and you get to see all of our faces, and there are plenty. And you can also get some of our sexy-ass merch designed by one brilliant goddess woman, Amy Traden.
Stop it. Thank you.
I will not, no. You're amazing and I love you.
You're amazing. I love you.
But if you are really enjoying the show, we would so love it if you would rate, review, and subscribe and tell your friends, because the more people who know about us, the more likely that we will get to do this sooner rather than later full time, so that we could find fucked up stories and traumatizing stories and sometimes uplifting stories.
We're very versatile.
Because we love doing that every week for you guys. So we hope to be able to do that for our main gig. So help us out, won't you? But as always, keep it cute.
Keep it creepy.
Bye.
Bye.